Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Trigonometry lecture 3, and this is the advice for me and for all those who will watch this lecture. We must not use bad words, so no bad words in any case. Well, in this lecture I will discuss evaluate without using calculator. For example, we will uh, understand how to solve these type of questions in this lecture. So evaluate without using calculator. Do not use calculator for the special angles. Make sure you will not use a calculator for special angles. Special angle means 30 degree, 45 degree and 60 degree. These three angles are special angles. In radians, 30 means pi by 6, 45 means pi by 4 and 60 means pi by 3. So whenever you will find these angles in the question, never use calculator for these angles. Trigonometrical ratios for special angles. Sine 30 and cos 60 both are equal to half. Sine 45, cos 45 both are equal to 1 upon root 2, and this value is required in the exam. Students who use calculator will give you this value, and this value will not be acceptable in exam. So never write this value. Therefore, I will advise you all that you must learn the values of 30, 45 and 60 of sine, cos and tan, because calculator simplify the value and examiner expect this value. Well, sine 60 and cos 30 both are equal to under root 3 upon 2. And 60 plus 30 makes 90. So if this is 60, this must be 90 minus 60, 30. This is 30, so this will be 90 minus 60. 90 minus 30 makes 60. The sum of these two angles are always 90. Well, tan 30 and tan 60 both are reciprocals. So if you learn the value of tan 60, then you can automatically learn the value of tan 30, because tan 30 is the reciprocal of tan 60, and calculator will give you this value, and this value is not acceptable. You make sure you will write this value for tan 30, this value, and tan 45 is 1. The examiners expect that you would not use the calculator to evaluate the value of these special angles. I already have told you this thing, that never use calculator to evaluate the special angles of sine, cos and tan for the function, right? So now quadrants. You all know there are 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. We write A here, S here, T here and C here. This is according to cast. This will make cast. So cast means in cast, C means cos is positive. A means all positive. All means sine, cos, tan, and all 3 trigonometrical ratios are positive here. In this quadrant, only sine function is positive and the rest are negative. In this quadrant, only tan function is positive and rest are negative. So this word cos will help you to learn the signs of sine, cos and tan functions. Directions. Well, there are 2 directions, anti-clockwise and clockwise. So anti-clockwise is for positive angles and clockwise is for negative angles. So if we have positive domain, then we will work in anti-clockwise direction. Well, if we have negative domain, then we will start working from this quadrant, from fourth quadrant in clockwise direction. Let me correct this. This is in fact wrong. We work like this. So let me remove this. We in fact work like this. In clockwise direction, we start working from fourth quadrant. In anti-clockwise direction, we start from the first quadrant. And this is the range of first quadrant in anti-clockwise direction. Angles lie between 0 to 90. In this, 90 to 180, 180 to 270, and 270 to 360. In this, angles lies from minus 90 to 0. Here, minus 180 to 90, and so on. So directions always depend on the given angle. If for positive angles, we must work in anti-clockwise direction. For negative angles, we must work in clockwise direction. So domains will tell you the right direction. Well, when we have double, when we have 720 degrees in domain, like this, if the domain is 0 to 720, then we have to work twice, like this, in anti-clockwise direction. And this is the minus 720 to 0 degrees. So we work twice in clockwise direction. But practically, this is rare. We hardly find question of this type. We normally find minus 360 to 0. But this is a usual case. We normally find questions of this type, 0 to 720 degrees. Basic angle alpha. Basic angle is denoted by alpha. The alpha's value always an acute angle. Alpha always lies between 0 and 90. Therefore, alpha can never be negative. We use alpha to find the journal angle. Journal angle means x, theta, y. In order to find journal angle, we use alpha. We first find alpha and then we find journal angle. Alpha is always formed from the horizontal axis of the quadrant. If you are in first quadrant, then alpha will be this one. If you are in second quadrant, this is alpha. Alpha is always formed from the horizontal axis of the quadrant. This can never be alpha. Complementary angles relations. You need to learn these relations. These are three, and you need to learn these three relations. It is compulsory, you need to learn. Complementary means the sum of two angles is 90 degree. So sine pi by 2 minus theta will become cos theta. You need to learn this. And pi by 2 means 90. So if we have sine 90 minus theta instead, it will become cos theta. So if it is pi by 2 or 90 means the same thing. And cos pi by 2 minus a, make sure you write this angle here. Cos will become sine, sine will become cos, tan will become 1 upon tan this angle in complementary angles relations. Make sure you learn these things. Supplementary angles relations. Well, supplementary means the sum of two angles is 180. So these are the relations for supplementary angle. You don't need to learn these relations. Sine pi minus theta is sine. Remember, only in complementary relations, sine will become cos, cos will become sine, tan will become 1 upon tan. Only in complementary angles. For supplementary angles, sine will remain sine, cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan. The important thing is the sign of the function. Now, these signs are very important. So, you need to learn these signs. Since the angle is supplementary, this angle is obtuse, therefore the functions must be in this quadrant. This is theta, this is pi minus theta. So since you are working in a second quadrant, therefore according to cast, sine is positive in the second quadrant, therefore we have positive sign here, plus. And in second quadrant cos is negative, therefore this is negative cos, and this is negative tan as well, because cos and tan both are negative in second quadrant. In this way you can learn these negative and positives, and you must learn these negative and positive with respect to quadrant. Since you are in second quadrant, your function is in second quadrant, therefore only sine theta is positive and the rest are negative. Note, use cos to decide the signs of trigonometrical ratios and also make a rough sketch. I already have explained these things to all of you. Reflex angles relations. Now reflex means 180 to 360. Now there are two possibilities. When the theta is in third quadrant, now this is in theta is in third quadrant. So when theta is in third quadrant, then tan is positive according to cast, and the rest are negative. So sine will become minus sine, cos will become minus cos, but tan will remain positive tan, meaning sine will become sine theta but negative because it is in third quadrant. Tan will become negative tan cos theta, and tan will remain positive tan theta. So this is the way to understand these negatives and positives, and the function will remain same. Sine will remain same, sine, cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan, and make sure you write this angle here. Now when theta is in fourth quadrant, then this will be the right triangle. So this is 2 pi minus theta, this angle till here. 2 pi minus theta will tell you that theta is in fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant only cos is positive and the rest are negative. Therefore sine will remain sine, cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan, but their signs will be changed. Sine will become negative sine, positive cos, negative tan. Right angle triangles in all four quadrants. When x is acute, then we make triangle in first quadrant. This is the right angle triangle. And sin x will remain sin alpha, cos x will become cos alpha, tan x will become tan alpha. Let's suppose if we have this question, sin x is 4 upon 5, find the value, and x is acute. Acute means first quadrant. And the question is find cos x. So this is 4 and this is 5 because sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and this is 3 according to Pythagoras theorem. Therefore cos x will become cos alpha, and cos alpha in this triangle is 3 upon 5. This is the way we use this concept. Now this is very important. The second quadrant. Normally we get question of this type. Second quadrant or third quadrant, especially the second quadrant. So this is the right angle triangle of in second quadrant. I'm sorry, let me correct this. Let me get back to the page. Yeah, this was the page. So when x is obtuse, then triangle will be made in second quadrant. Since x is obtuse, so this is the right triangle. And the question is this. This is the question. Given cos x or tan x, in fact, I think I should take cos. This will be a very good question then. Cos x is minus 3 upon 5 and x is obtuse. So this obtuse means second quadrant, and 3 upon 5. So 3 is adjacent and 5 is hypotenuse. So this will be 3 and this will be 5. Make sure you will write positive 3. Don't write negative 3 and don't write negative 5. Just write 3 and 5. Just write numerical values. Now according to Pythagoras theorem, this will be 4. Now you need to solve this triangle for sine and cos. The question is find sin x and tan x. So you need to solve this triangle for sin x and cos x. So sin alpha is 4 upon 5 and tan alpha, I'm working for alpha, not x. Now according to these rules, we can find the values of cos alpha, sin alpha, sin x and tan x. So sin x, as we know, sin x is positive sin alpha in second quadrant, and the value of sin alpha is 4 upon 5. So we should write 4 upon 5 here. So this is the way to find the value of sin x. If you will write this step and if you will not mention this step, you will not get the marks. Make sure you will mention this step first, right? Write sin x is equal to plus sin alpha, and then you should write the value sin alpha here. See, in second quadrant, tan is negative, so it will be negative tan alpha. This is mentioned here. So the value of tan alpha is 4 upon 3 right here. So the answer of tan x is negative 4 upon 3. These are the proper steps. If you will write tan x minus 4 upon 3, if you will not mention this step, you will not get the mark, even a single mark. You will get a straight 0. ZERO, in fact. So when x is reflex, the triangle must be in third quadrant. This is mentioned, reflex and in third quadrant. This is mentioned here, so third quadrant. And sin x will become negative sin alpha, cos x will become negative cos alpha, tan x will become positive tan alpha, because in third quadrant tan is positive. This is negative sine. This is negative cos, and this is positive tan alpha. And when x is reflex and is in fourth quadrant, then sin x will become negative sin alpha, cos x will become positive cos alpha, because in fourth quadrant cos is positive and tan is negative. So this is x, reflex in fourth quadrant. For known angles, we use cos to decide the sine and choose the corresponding quadrant. See, this is the known angle. Minus 210. 210 is a known angle. So for known angle, to evaluate this function, we decide we just make a rough sketch. That's the basic idea to solve these type of questions. Make a rough sketch. So minus 210, minus means you need to work in clockwise direction, like this. So this is minus 210. You don't need to write minus here, because the clockwise direction means negative. So if you write 2 minus, it's okay, but the best thing is just write 210. Instead of minus 210, you should write 210, just 210, because 210 clockwise direction means negative 210. This is the proper way. So 210 is in second quadrant in clockwise direction. Therefore, this basic angle is 30, because till here the angle is 180. So this must be 30. Now you need to use these equations. See, in second quadrant, this is the second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine x is positive sine alpha. Therefore, sine minus 210 will be positive sine 30, which means half. You must know the value of sine 30. Here is the working. Here sine x is positive sine alpha. I have mentioned this step here. Well, now we need to evaluate cos minus 315. So first we need to make a rough sketch for this. According to a rough sketch, the function is here, minus 315 is here, and the basic angle is 45. And you know, in first quadrant all functions are positive. So this cos x is positive cos alpha. I use this equation here. You don't need to mention this equation here. You can directly do this. The alpha is 45 and the answer is 1 upon root 2. Make sure you must be good at with these things, because these things normally come in P1 exam. Admath students already have done these things in Admath. They know they have done these things in Admath. Well, this is 405, and 405 means second cycle. This is 405 and the basic angle is 45. Again the first quadrant, therefore tan is positive in first quadrant. Write tan 45 here, and tan 45 is 1. Tan 240. Well, tan 240 is in third quadrant in anti-clockwise direction, and the basic angle is 60. So this must be tan 60, and the answer is under root 3. Tan 60 is under root 3. Now let me solve this question. Now tan 120, you know tan 120 is in second quadrant. This is 120. So the basic angle is 60. So tan 120 will become minus tan 60. Sine 240. 240 is in third quadrant. The basic angle is 60 because this is 180. So this will become 4 negative sine 60 because of third quadrant. Tan 315. You know 315 is in fourth quadrant. So the basic angle is 45. And tan is negative in fourth quadrant. This is tan 45. Tan 225. Now 225 is in third quadrant and the basic angle is 45 for 225. So this will be positive tan 45. Now this is the way to evaluate these type of questions. So minus tan 60. Well, minus tan 60 means minus root 3 minus 4 sine 60. Sine 60 is under root 3 upon 2 and minus plus will become minus. Tan 45 is minus 1. In fact, minus tan 45, so minus 1, and tan 45 is 1. We should cancel these two. Now we have minus root 3 to root 3. In denominator we have minus 1 plus 2, which means 1. So the final answer is minus 3 root 3. This is the way to solve these type of questions. Solutions of trigonometric equations. I will discuss this topic in my next lecture, inshallah. We should be decent at all the times. Allah Hafiz.